Welcome! In this video, I'm going to teach you the easiest and fastest way of making your own juggling balls using only the items already in your home. To make your own juggling ball, you're going to need three things. First, a sock, or 3 socks. Second, you're going to need some plastic bags, so 1 bag per ball. Now, the third ingredient is the filling of the ball. So this is a little bit more down to personal preference or what you already have in your house. So, some examples of what you can use: some rice. The rice would probably be my #1 choice. If you have it and you can use it, then I would stick with that. But if not, alternatively, you can use something like ground oats or even potentially earth. It's probably not my #1 choice. So you've got your bags, you've got your filling, and you've got your socks. So step 1, grab yourself a measuring cup. And then you're simply going to put some of your desired filling into the cup. The measuring cup is just to make sure that you have the same amount for all 3 balls. So whatever you're measuring, make sure you know how much you filled it. I'm going to use about an 1/8 of a cup. This is really preference. You don't want your balls too heavy, you don't want them too light. And then what you're going to do is simply put your filling into your plastic bag. To be honest with you guys, the plastic bag is only necessary to keep the filling in place. You could put it directly in the sock, but the idea of the bag is that if the sock design malfunctions, your filling won't explode all over the floor. The bag will just fall out. Well, I guess the worst case scenario is that the sock breaks and the bag breaks and the filling does go everywhere. But we are taking all steps necessary to minimize that risk. Once your filling is inside the bag, all we're going to do is tie a knot in the top to keep it all in place. And when you're doing this, make sure there's no extra air in the bag. So there can be space. It's good to have space, but just not air. And then I'm just going to tie this simple knot. So it's going to look something like this, okay? Alright, step 2 is just to simply fold the knot and the excess bag, fold it into the rice package. So this doesn't have to be perfect, you know, but the idea is just to make it all sort of one compact unit. Once you've done that, it should look something like this. Again, really doesn't have to be perfect. All you're going to do is stick this inside your sock. So stick it right in there. As you can see, I'm using 3 different bags and 3 different socks to prove that the method is not reliant on like a certain brand or a certain bag. It's really whatever you have. Okay, so step 3 is once the filling is in the sock, all you're going to do is grab round where the filling is and you're simply going to squeeze it. You're going to twist it half, a whole, and then another half. So in total, that is 1 1/2. And then once you have it twisted 1 1/2 times, all you're going to do is pull the excess sock round to the other half, if that makes sense. So I've twisted it up there and then I've pulled the rest down. And then all I'm going to do, I'm going to hold it like this, put my finger on the knot, I'm going to go inside the sock. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to fold it inside itself while keeping the knot that I made secure. So I'm eating it like that. And now we've got this. We're going to do exactly the same thing. Twist it quite tight. Pull it down, keeping that knot secured, and then folding it inside itself. Twist. And to finish it off, we're just going to leave it like this. So you can see the little bit coming out. Yes guys, you may be thinking, isn't this just a rolled up sock? So I'm going to repeat these 3 steps with my other 2 socks, my other 2 bags, and my other 2 fillings. And then I'm going to demonstrate the robustness of these balls. By the way guys, I would suggest just using the 1 filling. As I said, I'm just using all of mine just to prove to you, you can really do it with whatever you want. Remember, these balls are not going to be the best balls in the world. They're not a good replacement for a normal juggling ball, but I think they're a good idea for anyone that wants to have an impulsive learning to juggle day, or if someone's ordered balls and they haven't arrived yet, or you know, you just want to have a mess around. If you do find that the socks unroll, then just go back and then either give it another little twist, so do 2 twists instead of 1.5, or you know, make sure that your knot hasn't come undone by the time you've gone round and gone inside yourself. So in a situation like this where there's like a little bit of extra sock, this I think is acceptable, like that's not really going to get in the way too much. This might be a bit annoying, so what I would probably do is go back and either roll this less or more or tighter to make sure that you either have enough space for another one after this, or you can get rid of the excess with just that roll, you know. So I have now completed my 3 juggling balls. I am going to prove to you that these work and they don't fall apart straight away. So I'm going to do, let's say, 100 juggles. I guess I'll fast forward this. So they're pretty solid, they don't fall apart, but as I said, if they do, then you know, you can just roll it, it'll take like a couple of seconds, and nothing's going to spill out because we've got the bag mechanism inside as well. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, guys. If you've made these and now you want to learn to juggle, I also have a learn to juggle tutorial, which I will link in the description below. I have about 25 tutorials for beginner level, working up to like beginning to get into the intermediate tricks. So I will link you to the playlist with all of those also in the description. But other than that, I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. Please leave me some feedback. If you enjoyed it, then give me a like. Maybe consider subscribing if you want to see more videos like this and other circus stuff. And either way, I hope you have a lovely day and enjoy making your own juggling balls. Love to hear how it goes.